People ask me, why do you keep speaking about victory over sin? Well, till you get victory over sin, we've got to keep speaking about it. Because God's ultimate aim is not to get us to have more knowledge. That is part of the world. You know, when God sent Adam into the garden, there were two trees in front of him. One was knowledge, the other was life. And you know how Adam went towards knowledge, because the devil knew, if he goes there, I can trap him and lead him astray. If he goes towards the tree of life, I won't be able to get him. And I want to say to you, this book, the Bible, can be to you a tree of knowledge of good and evil. It'll tell you what is good and what's evil. And you can die, spiritually die. Because it says that in 2 Corinthians 3, the letter kills. And in Jesus' time, you have the example of the Pharisees who were killed by the letter. There was nobody in the world who knew the Bible, the 39 books of the Bible of those days, like the Pharisees. And they were so dead that the Bible, which spoke from Genesis to Malachi about Jesus, you know, in Genesis you read about the seed of the woman, in Malachi you read about the Son of Righteousness, and every book speaks about Jesus. We read that when Jesus went to Emmaus, he talked to the two disciples from the entire Old Testament, showing how every book spoke about him. Every book spoke about Jesus in some way. And yet, when the person about whom the Old Testament spoke came into the synagogue, the Pharisees who had studied the Bible called him Beelzebul, prince of devils. Now, that's a very serious warning for those who pursue Bible knowledge, that you can be so completely blind to the real Jesus that you can go astray. And I see multitudes of people today, Christians, who are going astray with preachers who are preaching another Jesus. And you say, how can you know who the other Jesus is? Well, compare him with the real Jesus. When you hear somebody speaking, and if you have read the Gospels, compare him with Paul. You read the epistles and see. Can I imagine if Jesus or Paul were there, standing there or sitting there, speaking like that? You have to compare every preacher you hear with the Jesus you've seen in the scriptures.